Britany Lewis, star, class, sass, and pizzazz.
One of the most amazing students that I've had the opportunity to work with.
A word for Brittany. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of scared of this question.
When she told me her class list, I was like overwhelmed. Like, how do you have time for anything?
I wake up at 5:45. I turn on the radio because I love to listen to the radio in the morning. I start heading over to school. I help Ms. Desiree get the substitutes ready, up and running for the school day. Head into the office for our daily announcements. Once I'm done with that, I head to our ASB class, getting my committee ready to recognize a teacher or student on campus because I'm the recognition commissioner. Always working on scholarships, doing college applications, maybe finishing up some homework that I possibly didn't get done. Giving tours to incoming students. Fifth period is my English class with Mr. Patterson. He makes it very fun for all the students to learn. I head over to run the track for about 30 minutes to an hour. I get ready for cheer practice about 3:30 till 5. Do homework till about 8:30, 9 o'clock, go to bed. And it starts all over again.
Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's laws wrong, it learned how to walk without having feet.
I grew up in Los Angeles, California. I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers.
Breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else even cared.
It was a little house. It wasn't really fit to live in. Rats, roaches, maggots. I remember maggots very vividly, all in the refrigerator, swarming over a lot of the stuff that was in there, the stuff that we barely did have. Very just unclean and very nasty. I don't remember my mom at all. I don't know who my father is. I would always wonder, where is she? Because at the time, I didn't know, she was on drugs or anything. I just knew she was never around. And I remember one time, I just wanted to be with her so bad. And I found out that she was in jail. And after that, I didn't see her as much.
This is the concrete, and these are my damaged petals.
My grandparents took care of us the best they can, but we were mostly on our own. We were always asking people for money to eat.
I got to learn about what was going on with Brittany in her sophomore year. I was completely shocked.
She's like struggled like a lot, like growing up and stuff, like with her mom, her sister, her sister.
I remember when I was 6 years old, I don't know exactly who, but someone called child services for us to get taken into custody. But as we were being taken, my oldest sister came and decided to take us into her custody.
Initially, when we first moved with my sister, it was really hard. It was a big transition as far as where we came from and how everything actually unfolded.
We started living out of the car. I remember one day very vividly, we were all crammed in the back seat, and we were wondering how are we gonna eat that night. We were parked in front of my grandmother's house, but my sister did not want to go in the house because she didn't want to let them know that we were actually living in the car. She was also pregnant at the time, and she was trying to hide that. I just remember looking over at my grandma's house, wondering, why can't we go to, grandma's house? It's a place to stay, so food to eat.
We can set concrete, set our foot down and say, this is home. It was not that.
We stayed in the car for over a year. That's why I'm a year behind, but it's cool. We had moved up to Lancaster with her father. It was life-changing because it was the first time I was actually in a stable home. My sister had given birth to her first child, my niece. She was born and her intestines had burst. And so she went through numerous surgeries.
She didn't come home until about 4 or 5 months, actually, after the labor.
She came home on a feeding tube that ran through her nose down to her stomach. I was very knowledgeable of how to do it and hook her up and feed her.
No one told her to do it. She just did it.
And so that's when I really started to develop a sense of responsibility. That's when my sister really started to become very physically abusive towards me. At first, it was over little things. If I didn't get her the remote in time or any little thing, it would set her off.
She's kind of explosive, so to speak.
She had these beads on the end of her bed that she gets and wraps up in her hand, and then she hits me in the face, and I'm crying hysterically because I can't see out of my eye. I have to miss school. That was my main issue, just missing school. I started writing in diaries. I would write about, when she hit me and how I felt. It was very just a tragic, sad diary. I didn't have no one to talk to, so I would write it. I came home like super excited about this. I was gonna present it to my sister when she got off of work, and she flips on me. She goes to my room, pulling all my clothes out of the dresser, and she drove me to her grandparents' house. Right before leaving the house, I had grabbed my diaries. She pulls up in the driveway, she says, "Get out." And so as I open the door, she snatches my diary. I wanted to say, you know, "Can I have it back?" But then I was like, I'm gonna let her have it. I want her to know, you know, how I felt. I want her to see what she has done to me, you know? I haven't really talked to my sister since then. Yeah. School was a refuge for me. I could just be myself, breathe for once, you know, play, have fun, be a kid.
She has a great support system at that school.
I'm taking anatomy physiology. I really like it because it's preparing me for my future, becoming a pediatrician.
She loves kids. I know because she talks about it all the time.
The situation with my niece coming home on a feeding tube really gave me the passion to want to go and be a pediatrician.
She can share her experiences with other students, which then provides that seed in them to grow.
I plan to attend college. After that, just more schooling and schooling and schooling, because it takes many years to become a pediatrician.
She's had to overcome a lot of adversity and a lot of tragedy, but she's still pursuing higher education with the intensity that she does.
This is the diary that I've had since I've been living with my grandparents. It was a new beginning. I didn't want to write about the sad things anymore. I wanted it to be happy thoughts. I'm saving the very last page for the day I graduate and the day, you know, I leave off to go to college.
Brittany has this unbelievable power within her, I don't know how else to describe it, to forgive those who have inflicted hurt on her.
I have forgiven my sister and I have forgiven my mother because the path she went down, maybe it wasn't her choice, maybe she was led into it. We all make mistakes, but I accept that she is still my mother and I love her dearly.
Smile sometimes, cry sometimes, stop and take a moment to breathe.
The future is unlimited for Britany Lewis. She has all the potential to do anything that she sets her mind to.
I strive to be successful and to be great because of her. That's my heart, yeah.
I want to thank my brother Joe because he's strong-willed and he has created in me that strong will and dedication to my education.